All right, this is Deanna Marie, and welcome back here to the Clue Seat. And today we're going to be talking about you not hesitating when your blessing arrives. So let's get started. All right, today's Bible reference is going to be Genesis chapter 24, verse 58. So make sure you guys open up those Bibles, get in the Word. You know how I say it every day. Pray and open up the lines of communication and listen to what He wants to tell you to. Okay, that being said, at this point in the Bible, Abraham's son Isaac, he's now has his promised child, and his child is grown up, and he needs a wife. So he sends his servant to go find a wife from his own homeland, because he doesn't like the women of Canaan. They're not. He wants a girl from his homeland to marry his son. So the servant goes down there, finds a girl, basically says who he is and stuff like that, and they know Abraham or whatever and how wealthy he is, and it gets to the point where the family starts trying to delay things. The family's not exactly comfortable with whether they didn't actually want her to end up going back to the homeland to marry Isaac and stay there, because that was one of Abraham's stipulations, was she has to come back here. My son will not live there. The land that God promised me is here. The girl needs to come here. It gets to the point where the family, I don't know if they were kind of trying to hope that maybe Isaac would come there and then they would all be taken care of, or whatever the deal was. I don't know what they were thinking, but they start trying to delay it. And finally it gets to the point where the servant's like, stop delaying it. And then they go and they say, well, let's call Rebecca and let's ask her what she says. And she says, without hesitation, yes, I will go. She leaves the next day, and they go, and she ends up marrying Isaac and becoming the mother of Jacob and Esau. Okay, so what does that mean for you? For some of you guys, your blessing is going to show up like out of nowhere, whether it's in the form of a spouse, whether it's in the form of a career, whether it's in the form of finances, health, whatever it is that this blessing, whatever you've been praying for, or whatever God wants to put in your life because He loves you and He wants good things for you, whatever that ends up being, I hope that you understand that it might happen in a way where, one, you're not expecting it, and two, you're going to have faith. You're going to have faith and just go for it. Just do whatever it is that God's sending your way, because sometimes, a lot of times, you can let other people make you second guess the blessing, or make you second guess the things that God's doing in your life, because they'll be like, on the outside, Rebecca leaving with this man probably did not make any sense. Yet this is what her life was going to be, was to be married to the successful man who was going to be getting lots of land, and it was going to define her children's lives too. So if she would have stayed, she would have missed out on having twin boys. She would have missed out on being married to the love of her life and things like that, because she would have listened to other people that maybe thought it was a little weird, or maybe it didn't look like everyone else's marriage and stuff like that. She would have let everybody else take that away from her. So that's what I don't want you to do, is listen to other people, because other people aren't going to necessarily understand the things that God's giving you. You have a personal relationship with God about the things that He wants to do in your life, and the things that He wants you to use you for, to bless other people. That's between you and Him. It's not between you, Him, and then you ask your pastor, your mama, your cousin over here, and then they all get together and then you guys all team up. No, it's not. When He says something, His word overrules everything in your life, and you need to understand that. So when your blessing shows up out of nowhere, when maybe your wife walks into your life and you see her and you're like, that's my wife, I want to marry her, do not play games. Do not hesitate. Do not let your friends be talking you out of it and be like, oh, getting married nowadays is, very, not necessarily the best thing for men to do, and all this other stuff like that. What God says overrules anything that anybody else says. If God has said, that's your wife, go get her, that's that, then you need to listen, because your obedience to him, that's where your life is going to be blessed. That's why your life is going to look different than everyone else's, because you did have faith, because you were found righteous because of your faith. That's why you're going to get these things, or whatever God wants to give you. For some of you guys, it's your career. It won't make sense maybe when you have to like quit this job and start your own business, and people are going to be like, why are you doing that? You're just fine over here. Well, you're listening to God, so it may not make sense, but God may know something that other people don't. Clearly he does, because he made everybody and he knows everything. So stop listening to people that one will delay or keep you from your blessing. You need to listen to God. And when the question's asked, hey, will you go? Will you take a leap of faith? Your answer should be just like hers. Yes, I will go. That's all you need to know, okay? So anyways, like, share, subscribe, and comment as always, and I will see you guys back on here next time.